So this is the allotment. I don't know how well it's going to pick me up. So basically, there is one of my boundaries. So the neat stuff isn't mine, and then all the messy stuff is mine. So that one's covered up already. So I assume that's good for growing this year. And that one, and these ones I need to cover up. Although that one doesn't look too bad, but I think I'll cover it anyway. And then there's the long bed, which is just grass at the moment, so I guess I'll cover that. And then there's another, I'll just walk across that one, and then there's one that's already covered, and one that isn't, and then a long one that is covered, which the soil looks okay, so I imagine I can use that this year. And then there's the compost bin. There's one with stuff in it, and then there's one that's overgrown, well I guess two that's overgrown, so that is attacking. And then there's loads of like plastic and stuff to get rid of, and there's a pile of pallets and miscellaneous wood stuff and more plastic and more stuff. And then I walk across here really carefully. So this is another one to cover up, and I'm going to get rid of these shortly and stack them against the other shed. And there's even more crap. And then I'll just walk across the bed, and then I guess a cold box with growing weeds. And I just discovered that that's not very structurally sound, so that's good. And then more bean poles to store, and then covered ones with miscellaneous rubbish on them as well. And then more beds to cover. That one doesn't look too bad, in my opinion. Not that I know anything about gardening, so this is a good fun adventure. And then that one's like a stack of pallets and shit and plastic by the looks of it. And then that's covered. And then just walk across it. And then there's this, which I guess will be going at some point. This does have netting on it, so I guess it was for fruit or something, or maybe I can recycle that. This one, I don't even know what this is, like what the growing stuff is, so I don't know whether I'll leave it and find out or get rid of it. And then there's the fruit cage, which is has seen better days, let's put it that way. And then, so with the fruit cage, I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna leave this bit here up to here, and then I'm gonna get rid of that end because this end's more sturdy. And then I figure I could put a greenhouse where this one is once I get rid of all the stuff. That's my weed membrane that I'm gonna put down shortly, or attempt to put it down. This is, I accidentally, I snapped that by touching it, and then this is very, that's just structurally holding it up. There's the car. And then there is a tree with some CDs on it. There's a couple of compost bins over there. And then there's one of the sheds, and also this bed, which I'm going to get rid of the bean poles and cover it over. And then all that stuff there is not on my plot, that's someone else's rubbish. Mine just goes up to the end of that shed and across to the other shed, which is also on my plot. So there's a bed there, seemingly, that just has piles of rubbish on it. There's also this lovely tree, which I don't know what I'm going to do about. Apparently I can cut it down, but I don't know if I want to cut it down, but it probably needs a trim. And then there is a pond, which I've just been investigating. It's not very deep. I imagine, I don't think I can get rid of a pond. I guess I could always use it for water collection, for watering. Seeing if anything like lives in it. So that's what I pulled out the pond. If I go over here first, So there's another little mini shed that we investigated last time and is full of like straw and lots of spiders. So many spider webs are in there. And then there's buckets of tiles, because you know you need a lot of tiles at your allotment. And then there's a collection of pipes and screens and stuff. And then 2 compost bins. That one's empty and broken. I think that one has like soil in it. I don't really know where the boundary is of this allotment. I'm assuming it's like roughly here in line with the compost bins. So I assume that's on the plot, but I don't know if it's meant to be on the plot. I'm guessing that's probably the boundary area. Possibly. Not that anyone can have an allotment next to that because it's trees and brambles. I'm sure you get rid of the brambles, but I don't think they'd probably dig the trees up. So if we go back this way, I've got a nice bench here, and there is that's the remains of the picnic bench that was at work that they helpfully broke up and then put in a skip before I could take it apart nicely. So I'm going to try and put that back together at some point and have a bench, even though it's broken. And then there's the shed. So I'll try and open. So I've just put some stuff in it for now. It comes with a nice boat wheel and a chair and lots of old seeds and some other stuff. And then the other shed is over here. Oh, there's the. I seem to have got a wheelbarrow as well. I can't really move it while holding the phone. I guess I'll go around the other side. Yeah, the other shed, the door's a bit wonky, but it seems fairly sound. And then this is the other shed, which is on the plot and has names of neighbours, though it's probably out of date. I assume it's out of date. So, if I step back first, there's a burner, which is nice, and some stuff, and some tools. So at least I don't need to buy some hose and rakes, and there's some old tools there and some bits of like screws and stuff, and a watering can and some saws and one of those pokey things, and more miscellaneous tiles and stuff. I did look through that last time I was here, and there's nothing in it. So I might get rid of it, depending on. And yeah, the roof has seen better days, and obviously spiders. But yeah, that's the tour of the allotment. So I'm going to put some of the permalayer stuff down, whatever it's called, weed membrane, and go from there, and maybe I'll do an update. Don't know how well making videos on your phone goes, so I'll leave it there. So an update before I go home. So packing the car, the strimmer and the petrol. So I don't really want to leave the petrol here. So I did some strimming. I've done this bit here, done some of that. If I wander up, so I put membrane across here. That was all just grass, but it looked like it was a bed. So and it's held down with frames, netting frames, of which there's an abundance, or there was an abundance over there. They're mostly here now. So if we go this way, so I've put a lot of grass and stuff in the compost, and then I've also put membrane on this one, but only up to here, because I didn't bring any gardening tools with me, because I'm dumb, and I can't dig that bush out because I don't have anything to dig it out with. So next time I come, I'll dig that out, and then I can finish putting membrane up there, and I also put membrane on this little bit here, and put the cold house thing on the top to hold it down. So, walk around. I took out all the bean poles, so as you can see, the fruit cage, is no longer there because it's over here. As I said, I basically poked it and it fell over, so I decided to take it down, and it was really easy. I basically just wiggled them and they snapped. This one that's still here is fairly stable, so I'm going to leave it there for now. And I trimmed all of this to get rid of some of it and make it look a bit more tidy. Also got rid of the netting, which is in one of the sheds currently, so I need to throw it away. So also membrane this one, and then, as I said, that's part of the fruit thing, which I'm going to stack up over there, maybe before I go, if it doesn't get too dark. And then I haven't really done anything else. All I've done is, trimmed around the pond, so some of the stuff got in the pond, but I did scoop most of it out. And also some kind of animal ran into the shed, and it hasn't seemed to come back out, but I did discover a hole in the floor, so I'm assuming it made it escape that way. But I'm going to leave the door unsecured slightly, so it won't open all the way, but it opens enough that something can get out if there's something in there still, because I don't like the idea of shutting the shed up and then going home and then something being stuck in there. So that's it. And then other than that, I've basically been kind of planning stuff. So I think I'm going to put the picnic table there, and then hopefully a greenhouse will go here, and I can grow fruit stuff there. And then the rest of the beds, I don't know. Potatoes I'd like to do on one of the ones that's ready for this year. Maybe some onions and stuff like that. So we'll see. Just gonna leave this now, and then maybe next time I'll bring my proper camera or just use my phone again.